Hi, so just a quick addendum. So I just checked on the mammalian evolution course, and actually it so happens that we never talked about the transformation of the middle ear of the middle ear ossicle. So I'm just going to share with you. No, I'm just going to share with you my screen now. So yeah, this is a picture that shows you the transformation of the lower jaw. So this is the lower jaw in medial view, so view from the inside of the mouth. And here what you can see is the number of bones. So there are 7 bones in total in the lower jaw. So even this is even bit simplified because you don't have the coronoid bones that are represented. But yeah, you have quite a number of bones just in addition to the dentary here. That's in the pelycosaur, Dimetrodon. And we talked about Trinaxodon, in which the dentary is very developed into a coronoid process here, and the bones of the post-dentary bones are pushed back at the back of the jaw. And this is the typical lower jaw of a eusynodont with the rod-like disposition of the post-dentary bone. So this is Morganucodon, one of the earliest mammal, so one of the most derived eusynodont particularly. And you can see that the reflected lamina here of the angular has turned into this hooked tiny process that is on which the tympanic bulla was the tympanic bulla was. So that hooked process would be the support of the tympanic bulla right here, of the tympanic membrane, sorry, not the bulla. So the bulla would be that thing, and the membrane would be here on that hook. And so that's how the reflected lamina turned into the tympanic bulla, because the tympanic membrane appeared at this level here. And so what's interesting first is to look at that transformation. You can see it's very gradual. You can see how the dentary bone is taking over the lower jaw up to the point that in modern mammals there's only the dentary left. And so what's very interesting is to compare the condition in Morganucodon to the condition in a juvenile marsupial like a possum. Because in the juvenile marsupial, actually the dentary is not the only bone that makes up the lower jaw. The lower jaw also has the equivalent of the rod-like postdentary bones, which is called the Meckel's cartilage. And now you see why it was important to introduce that term when we talked about fish. So this yellow thing here is called the Meckel's cartilage, and it's the equivalent of the rod-like postdentary bone here. And here you have all the bones that are attached at the back of that postdentary bone. So here you have the hooked angular, and here in green you have the articular, and here in red that's the quadrate. And in the adult, during development, so that's the adult condition, here you have the stapes, the quadrate, the articular, and the angular, except that they are turned into the tympanic bulla. In green, you have the articular, which becomes the anvil, the hammer, sorry. And in red, you have the quadrate that becomes the anvil. And the stapes here becomes the stirrup. So that's how the lower jaw, that's how the post-dentary bone shrinked through evolution and eventually evolved into the middle ear ossicles in modern mammals. So now the middle ear ossicles, what is quite amazing is that the middle ear ossicles are in the skull. So which means that in the juvenile opossum, at some point, these bones jump from the lower jaw, from inside the lower jaw here, they jump into the skull here. So that's a very interesting phenomenon. And so the condition in juvenile opossum recapitulates the evolution of the postdentary bones in mammal-like reptiles. So it's one of the the best evidence of macroevolution. So I will put that for you on Sakai so that you don't forget, because it's an extremely important part of this course. Okay, cheers.